how do you get more booked calls is the point of a funnel. Now, the first thought in your business should be, how do we get more people to book into your diary? How do you get more booked calls? Think leads to lifestyle. That's the number one thought process with any funnel. So the first point of a funnel is to capture a lead. Now, a lead when I started in 2006 used to be an appointment. You know, we would get really good, you'd buy leads as I did for 10 years. Most of them would book into your diary. Most of them would show up. They'd cost you 15 quid. You'd convert at 30, 40%. You'd make a really good margin. By the time I got to 2015 and there was more competition, all of a sudden the price had gone up 3 times. The conversion had gone down 3 times. People were sacrificing commission for life insurance to compete. So a lead is actually someone who you just own their name, number, and email address. That's what a lead truly is now. And then if we break that down in terms of our process, the first part is the lead, which, as I say, is, let's call it contact. The second part is then the call or the appointment. And then obviously you've got the social media side at the top as well. Yeah, so we have to start thinking how we build this, because the bigger this pot gets, in the same way the bigger this pot gets with social media and content, the larger that number becomes. Does that make sense? So everybody give me a yes if it does? Yeah.
My book, The Lead Generation Guide, an Amazon bestseller, is available for you to go and grab on paperback and on Kindle. I take you through the 5-step marketing system that you need to attract your ideal client and increase your sales. It's everything that I have done and am doing consistently to generate leads for my business. Go to Amazon now and grab a copy of the book.
So the second point is to get them into a sales environment. So that sales environment could be the webinar, could be some kind of challenge. Obviously, mostly webinar works really well, in particular in financial planning. Phone call works really well. I think it would work for letting agents and solicitors in terms of getting people to an environment where you can educate a group of people. You're moving from one to one to one to many. An event in the room is obviously another type of potential sales environment. And then the third thing is converting that lead into a sale. So there's multiple different funnels. You've got webinar funnels, you've got messenger funnels, you've got various different ways. But the one that we're going to focus on is the most important one for you, which is the lead generation funnel. So I'll walk you through this. So this is your organic content. This is your paid advertising. I focus mostly on Facebook to start with, but YouTube can work. There are other means, but we master one channel and we get that one channel working before we then start to scale up and look at others. Because if you put half your budget here and half your budget there in an advertising spend, you're only putting 50% of your attention into 2 different places. Better to go all in on one thing, the same as one channel. And then once that's working and automated and systemized, we can then branch out. This used to be the be all and end all and king of everything. The immediate thing when you start a business was, I need a website. I have to have somewhere that I can send people. You do, but it doesn't have to be a website. There's a much easier and quicker and simpler way to ultimately do it. You just need somewhere to drive people to. But the problem is these are now SEO based. So they're now based on people will visit because they're specifically searching for your brand. So you can have something, you can have a website based page, but you don't need like all bells and whistles and all guns blazing. We've got 86 pages on this. To dominate self-employed, we're at a different level to where you are at. We're, 2016 to 2023, we're further into this journey. So this is 6-7 years down the line for you potentially. Starting out now, I wouldn't bother with this level of detail. You can just have a simple page just with your URL that covers off. But before that, I think there's something better for all of you, obviously particularly for you. So what you then do within a funnel is the ideal thing is, how do we take someone who isn't necessarily ready to buy, but it wants to potentially buy, and convert them into a lead? So we can utilize what we call a lead magnet, which is what we're going to talk about after lunch. So people want more information. No information is new information. Anyone can find anything out on Google, but people want to find it in a way that's simplified for them. So I like to use lead magnets. There's a million different ways you can utilize it. But the problem is, if you have them on your website, you can see just screaming in here, I'll be emailing my web developer and saying, get that button higher. And this area is called above the fold. So this is essentially means someone doesn't have to scroll to potentially find what they're looking for. So someone's got to scroll a wee bit. So the idea is we have these on here as a means to capture our clients, just little ebooks that we've created, little lead magnets that give them condensed information. It's another way of having a website that if someone's not ready to book a call, because most people now don't want to speak, they hide behind email, but you can provide a little bit of value to them, but still get their name, number, and email address so you own it. So what we really want, which is what you want, and everybody should have, is what we call the first step in the funnel. There's nothing else. If I sent you to this page, where are you going to go? And we just drive them to the one thing that we want them to necessarily do. Now, by the way, you don't need a big book, official book, etc., to make this work. There's ways in which just using a lead magnet, you can make it work more easily. I just have this, so we utilize this. Our method of what we actually do on the thank you page, and by the way, I built this on a Saturday afternoon watching a film with the kids in 2 hours. I'm technical minded, so it makes it easier. But after you grab a copy of the free book, my sales environment after this is pay £4 and get a physical copy of the book that the team post out to them. So actually they've made a little purchase, but equally we can follow up and then, oh, did you get a copy of the book? And they're more higher intent than just giving us our details. So we've doubled the funnel almost. We've got details, then we've got them to spend a little bit of money showing they're higher interested. And obviously then on the third step, we've actually got the book a call. So we want to start having something where we can send people like this, we can put reviews in it, we can build effectively a landing page, is what we call this, or a sales page. And you can have multiple different ones over a period of time. But again, it's one funnel, one offer, one customer journey.